Hi, my name is John Kingston, and I am a candidate for the Revere School Committee. My education is very important to me. My father, George Kingston, was a school principal in Revere for over 30 years. He instilled in the family a strong sense of getting education and continuing to be educated throughout your life. I attended Revere Public Schools and graduated. I am a lifelong Revere resident of Revere, as my parents were. After college, I attended Bentley University, and after college decided to stay in Revere and raise my family here. I think it takes a village to raise a family. That may be an old cliche expression, but I believe in it. So I basically bought the house next to my parents, where my wife and I raised our two children. Both of my children are Revere Public School graduates. I'm very proud of that. I was very proud that I went to Revere Public Schools, as did my wife. And we decided, again, to live in the city, and that was very important to us. I wanted to have grandparents and family close by, and I feel that really meant a lot to my kids growing up. My daughter has been teaching at the Wayland School. Now she's in her 8th year. I'm very proud of her. She took up a tough profession. And my son is currently at the Revere Police Academy, currently in the academy to be a Revere police officer. He's going to graduate in about 7 weeks, and I'm proud of him as well. They both have decided to stay and serve the community that they grew up in, and I think that's really so important. 21 years ago, I took a job as a manager trainee at the Revere Municipal Employees Federal Credit Union. We service the city employees and their families, and about 8 years ago, we added the Revere Public Schools, all students of Revere Public Schools, to our charter so we can sign them up for the credit union as well, and we opened a branch at the high school. All of this was very important to me because I wanted to do as much as I could for the children of Revere. One of the things that's been very important is I was able to, by coming to work in the city that I grew up in, I was able to spend a lot of time at school functions doing PTA. I was a PTA dad for many years. I would give up my lunch hour and go to a school, basically the Lincoln School at the time, that's where my kids were, and help volunteer and help do things, and I really enjoyed that role. I then stayed on at the Lincoln volunteering outside in the morning, getting the kids settled in the morning, and I really enjoyed that as well. With the talk and with the proposals to build a new high school, it was very important for me to be more involved in that project, and although I can be part of a committee and do things on the outside, as I've done for years, to actually be in the room to help make decisions and to be part of that decision-making process was very important to me, and that's why I've decided to run for the Revere School Committee. Because my father was a principal for 30 years, and because my brother teaches at the high school and my daughter teaches, I have a unique knowledge of what goes on in the Revere Public Schools. Also, through my job at the credit union, I talk to parents, students, teachers, administrators, and support personnel such as secretaries and cafeteria workers. So I have a very unique perspective on what's great about the schools and what's not so great. Because I'm able to talk to these people almost every day and say, hey, how's work going? What's going on? And they're usually pretty happy to tell you the good and the bad. So with that kind of perspective, I feel it puts me apart from the other candidates. The other candidates may have kids in school or whatever, or have some knowledge of the schools, and I think that's great. But I don't think they're talking to the cross-section of people all through the district that I do on a daily basis. Also, because we have the branch at the high school, I'm literally up there a few days a week, talking to staff members up there, seeing what goes on myself, and just being an observer to what's going on around me. My other role for the far as the schools is I've been very involved with Revere High School sports. I was never a jock in school. I kind of missed out on that. But what I've tried to do over the last approximately 18 years is be involved with the major sports at the high school and to try to help them and volunteer and do things such as working football games, basketball games, hockey games, baseball. I've done a lot of hats at the schools trying to help the kids. Also, through the credit union, we've made a lot of donations to various groups in the schools, and we do Donors Choose projects for teachers that need funding. So I'm really just someone that's been very involved in the school for the last 20 years, and I really want to make that extra step and be part of the school committee so I can actually be in the room when a vote is being taken and try to move things forward and try to stay positive and try to push ideas that I currently have. I thank Revere TV for this opportunity, and I would ask you for one of your 6 votes. Thank you very much.